Hey folks, good morning and welcome back to the channel. Happy Catty Crypto here. So it's no secret that there's just been a huge ruckus caused recently, and there's also this proposal up, as you have all seen, because we all have station, we all use these things. So it's no secret what has been going on, but what I'm going to focus on in this video is what's happened from this, where we are, what's changed, and kind of the things that people are actually missing out. And you're seeing people dip their toe in both sides of this, and kind of, like I was saying in the previous video, running to one side of the playground and saying he just said something about you, then running back and saying they've just said something about you. It's very childish, but what I'm starting to understand is people want Lunar Classic to look bad. They want to make us look stupid. They want to make us look like this group of people that just can't seem to figure themselves out. It's very strange. So there's no need to seize any payments because, as we can see from Tobias's tweets, that this person's actually been let go from the whole system that he was involved in. Now, what I want to point out here is that this is something that has been blown way out of proportion. And as you can see, Tobias has tweeted saying, this is totally normal in this sector. It's the same across everywhere. But what the key point I find in this is they're pushing at, there's been a compromise because all nodes have given the people who rent their nodes the keys, okay? So what they're saying is all nodes is a bad person, this company's a bad person, going to do all these bad things, and we're going to have a black swan event, all of these kind of things. And there's a compromise. This is the biggest thing that they're saying. There's a compromise. But the one thing that these people seem to be just, for whatever crazy reason, missing out is if we all go back and remember who purchased their nodes, who didn't wait, who skipped the queue, okay? So these people purchase nodes from people, right? So therefore, those seeds are compromised. So therefore, everybody at this point is just compromised. There's not one, it becomes a thing when you start getting really pathetic and bitter and down to these really insignificant things. It's crazy because Terra Vita currently holds all of our endpoints. They do everything. That node was purchased. So therefore our endpoints themselves, they're compromised because those seeds all belong to somebody else before. And this wasn't a company that's bound to contracts, that's got a huge reputation. These are just random people that were from the previous community, and their nodes pretty much didn't bounce back. And they thought the best thing that I can do is just sell it on to someone else. And that's what we saw. You can go back and you can look at people's tweets and you can see who purchased a node, who didn't purchase a node. And it's as simple as that. And getting down to these really kind of pathetic things is silly. And like I was saying at the beginning of this video, it seems that there's just a group of people and they are suddenly set on making LUNC look very, very silly, making us look amateur, and making Luna look really good. And you're starting to see that now. It's all starting to come out in the wash, and the longer we're in this, the more you start to realize and pick things up. So I'm really excited to see that the L1 team is back to normal now after this brief interruption, because to them it's a brief interruption. To us, it really affected, all of the different people who use all nodes to host their node infrastructure. And it's always been like this. It's public information, and they're suddenly deciding now we're getting on our feet. This has to get brought up. Let's stick a stick in our bike wheel and we'll stop everything from moving. We can hold things back a little bit and we can make ourselves look better. And it just seems to always come down to this same thing of people just one side of the pond, then back to the other side of the pond, then to that. It's sad to see it, because here at HCC, we've always just, trying to stay out of what's on Twitter. I try and not go on Twitter nowhere near as much as I used to before, because you just get into pointless arguments and it all gets really pathetic, bitter, and like down to people just saying, oh, you're not even spelling this right. And it all becomes non-productive at that point. What I like about what's going on with the L1 team, even with myself being so far outside of the information circle currently that I'm just struggling to get information myself, I'm still seeing that they're doing a good job. And things are, from this, looking like we've got possibly a good group of people in position. But hopefully it doesn't turn out to people getting from, it seems to me, it seems like the person's having a meltdown and they're just going for everybody that they can. And it's just very peculiar. But the even, like I was saying, the even more funny thing about this situation is the fact that people who have purchased their nodes are stood there giving it the whole, oh, you guys are compromised. Well, hold up a minute. You guys purchased your nodes from random people. I mean, from what I hear, and I don't know if this is fact, but from what I hear, Vegas's node was compromised due to somebody else having access to it. And it's down to simple things like that. You know, All Nodes isn't some random person that we don't know. This is a huge company with nodes across the whole cosmos. We've done a video previous. I mean, we've done a few videos talking on this subject now because it just seems to me like people don't want to let it go. They really want to, like I've been saying, it just seems it's not productive in one bit, and it's not fair on people like myself who have worked so hard to get to where they are to then be hit by this, which is, you know, it's driving really, really good people off. We've seen people get driven off before, and we've seen people get driven off from this, and it just, none of it looks good. And this washing our laundry in public, it's not a good look. So honestly, what I do is just try and do the CZ thing. Build, continue to build, ignore the FUD, and keep building and just keep pushing on. And eventually we will persevere. We'll prove all of these people wrong. And the only way we can do that here at HCC is exactly that way. Continue to burn, continue to build, continue to work on our projects, and continue to provide as much content as we can within the time that we have here with the community. But there's so many different things going on with Station at the moment. 1 minute it's working, 1 minute it's not working. It's really just one of those things at the moment. Like I've said in the previous video yesterday, there's nothing we can do about it. A lot of the time we just have to sit on our hands. When you go searching for help, 9 times out of 10, you're probably going to end up talking to a bot, a scammer. We're seeing so many different scam applications coming out like we've spoken about in the past. So guys, you need to be careful. You need to seriously heed the warnings at the end of the videos. Beware of scammers, beware of doppelgangers. They're everywhere, they're out there. This is what they do for a job. They, for whatever reason, it must pay off for them, and they just continue to do it. The best things you can do with like Telegram is go into your private setting, go into your settings, go into your privacy, and turn off direct messages from Telegram groups. If you need to do the same on Twitter, you can do that on Twitter. You can really stop them from contacting you, but at the same time, you've got to look out for yourself. So when you do Google Station and you see the first 5 stations come up, make sure that you go past the adverts, do all of the checks. We've got Telegram groups where people can help you, but at the same time, you need to help yourself, because there's always going to be a bad character out there, or a bad apple, or someone just waiting to ruin your day, ruin your time in crypto, and then you're never coming back to it. And we just don't want to see those kind of things. But there's only so much we can do, guys. Stay safe. None of this is financial advice. You can delegate coins with us if you want. Our node is safe. It's not compromised. Go and check out Tobias's tweets, read through what's happened, understand the situation, understand the people involved, and understand that HCC has always been honest from the beginning. If we had a security issue, myself and Strafe would have noticed it a long time ago. This has been known from day one. People just being bitter. Have a really, really nice Friday, guys. Catch you in the next one.
Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you. By listeners like you. Our revenge is made possible by listeners like you.